I came back from my canceled flight and walking down to the drugstore, and I saw this Welcome to Alaska. So this is kind of our goodbye rather than our hello. The kayakers coming right in under this great big boat. Right in there next to these big ships. Ray and I are going to do this someday. And these can go right under this dock. Our bus driver told us that this whole city is over water. They're all on docks. And there he came out from underneath the dock. And there they came. They came right out. Wow, they just go every place. Maybe the other guy is his guide or something. Now they're gonna go underneath that dock. And our flight was canceled because the weather was so bad, and here we are with the sun again. Going along an island on the Canadian coastline.
See the white head? Looks like he's sitting on the end of that pole. We are there.
We passed an Indian village. I didn't get up here in time for the narration. We're really in a narrow channel here. Looked out the window and we were really close to the shore, but I didn't get up here in time. And the channel's going to widen here again. Cold and windy with clouds overhead. Our typical trip. I came over to the other side, the port side of the ship, and we're staying closer. Well, there's a tug, but wow, got tanks on that barge that he's pulling. And then clear down here, I'm talking to the camera. There seems to be 3 houses on that barge. And there's a house with more tanks on that barge. That's amazing. Woo! Now this is the last of our wilderness as we enter Vancouver area. We've been going by a lot of ships out here. Tankers, looks like. And here we come under the bridge. to get us going under the bridge. Here we go. Still cloudy here too. Looks like the princess beat us in. Vancouver. Yeah, it looks like we've gotten back to real civilization. With a levee walk and mowed grass. There's a bridge. There's a sign that maybe they were people. We stood at the mist in the rain. Well, that's a pretty view of the bridge that we just came over under. At least it's a little bit warmer, but it's still rainy and cloudy. Yeah, it looks like the lighthouse is on a little park area along that walkway that I had taken before. And the city and that stadium look so familiar with its points, but there's, the princess has gone in there. So I guess maybe that's our getting off place. Big cranes, a lot of factory stuff around here. Oh, my final view of the wilderness. And the bridge to civilization. Big tanker. As we're coming into our dock, looking back at that lighthouse, thought this was interesting in the harbor. Looks like gas stations for the power boats coming out of the harbor. And the boats back there in that harbor. And we're coming into that dock. Across from the princess. I wonder if she thought that she was in a race, because she was behind us last night. Or night before last, actually. They've got a nice tower here. I wonder if there's people up there watching our ship come in, wishing they could go on a vacation. This looks like a very metropolitan area. Interesting to go into these different kind of pilings. The dock is very busy. I'm sure you're getting all the food stuff. We're just starting on the next trip. ship. Second back line was snaking along there. Here it comes. Big ramp moving closer. Now we're going to go off the bottom, not the top. And here's the hole the ramp's going to go into. Up on the top. So on the other side of the boat, oh, we see this little tug coming in. We've wondered where the garbage went. And there's the float, the barge right there, gonna collect our garbage. How about that? We were questioning that on our trip. Another tug coming alongside. And this one says the emergency spill, but he may be pumping out our tanks.
What did we ever do?
There's the front of the boat as we're in the ashore. All the lines coming off.
Looking at it, it's like yellow fire.
There's the big bulb.
I'd like to buy that from her, but I'll bet you she wouldn't sell it.
We are at Portage Store and Lodge, and there's a patio running between the two apartment places, and they've got hummingbird feeders, and wow, are we seeing lots of hummingbirds. They're different than the ones we see at home. Oh, I saw one when he was fanning his tail. I wish he'd do it again. All kinds of color. Not chasing each other away either. I wonder if it's almost too much sun. I can't. It's almost whited out. Is there... Well, there's sure a lot of them, but I'm not really sure I'm getting the... Okay, now you guys can come back and fight. How many are there now?
2, 4.
Oh, I think there's 6. Wow. I hope this is getting it. They look all, everything looks white.
Try that one down there in the shade.
Are they still getting some out of that one? It looks empty.
Go see those.
Not as many collect around it. Oh wow, there's a bunch of them now. And then they fight. Get away from me, get away. Wow, look at all of them.
Good idea, the picture taken.
Can you count them? Try to get a real close up. They still look white. Wish I could get one. Somebody
Try down there and see.
Somebody flying.
Try on those other ones.
He's not sitting. He just keeps flopping.
Roll back. These guys right up here in the middle.
Now pushing the exposure button, I think, made that better down there. Sure wouldn't be able to count their wing flutters. Some sit and eat, and some keep their nose in or beak in, and then keep. Looking from the door of our window, or the door of our place.
What?
I'm taking a
Don't take
picture.
pictures of people's names.
I'm not. I'm taking a picture of the mountains that we see. And then on our patio are these tables. It's kind of a nice little place. This is our first view of coming into Portal. And the scenery is just wonderful. The mountains. This is the storefront of the little Portal store. And right behind it is where we were staying in the motel. Just a small little town with 80 population. This rock house is amazing. And then the rock wall. You just don't see these around anymore. Just a fine rock work. The whole house is that way. That's the cutest sign. That's what we feel like we're at, Hummingbird Crossing, when we're right outside of our door. What a neat setting. Just picturesque as we're walking up to these, the post office and the light. And these big old trees. We walked up here last night. We have no idea whether they're sycamore or cottonwood. But there's the post office. And next to it is the library.
And this all services 80 people.
Right.
So far, it looks like that's counting dogs and cats.
We took a walk last night down this road. As we were coming back, we saw these windows on the side of the library. It's just a whole wall of old-fashioned windows. Neat. I'm going to take a panorama view of the area of Portal, and Cave Creek is where we walked some yesterday, drove up into the mountains. Because between those hills and these hills, it goes way back up in there. Actually goes clear up over the Chiricahuas. And that's Cave Creek.
Okay, better stop. You got a guy coming behind you.
And then, oh my faith. The sides of this hill have just been fascinating to me. It almost looks like a pyramid, that the straightness of the sides that go up. We're going to be saying goodbye to what we've been looking at, and I didn't say it before, but these are some of those mountains that I was showing, but we're saying goodbye to Cave Creek Canyon. And that's where we've been vacationing. This little deer just walked across the road in front of us. Except you just look like a shadow. I can't really see you. And there's the Camp Verde train and open cars. And we're going to be on the Cottonwood line. That's Woody the engineer. Oh, we're waiting to get on the train. There's old mail car.
So you see a lot of it dormant right now.
We passed the slag pit
Green up there.
from the copper mine. It's humongous.
Tunnels in the Matan. Derive the flower substance stored in the pot for future use. They also ate the Well, you're getting a look now at the beautiful Verde River, the gemstone of the Verde Valley. Like the fish for channel catfish, flathead catfish.
There's the Verde River. Goes year-round from spring.
For trout in the Cottonwood area. That's the place to go. The Verde River. Also, I'll tell you about that in a minute, but I want to point out the trestle. Your prize called the Sullivan.
There goes the engine across the old wooden trestle. Cool.
Little subdivision out here. There's no Walmart. There's no Facebook. There's friends. There's a little settlement out here.
The creek goes along, it gets deeper.
Built a nest.
And we're climbing. We just keep climbing. Train's going across another big bridge.
Right off, we'll spot campers out here.
We're at a spot
This little knoll.
where you can see the canyon going both directions.
Nice little getaway spot. And this is where the wedding was. The wedding planning to be married. Well, check with the people and they'll set it up. You can lease one of these cars, or two or three. You can lease the whole plane. A fantastic film that plays and doesn't late summer with a season by prehistoric cultures and pioneers and such as a...
Yeah, you can see a little bird. You can see a bird with a white head.
I'm not sure I'm getting it.
That's the bird.
Okay, I'm sure you can see the little eaglet in the nest as well. If you have a pair of binoculars, you get an excellent view of it.
Oh, we're on a film. I didn't know we'd taken that pictures.
Trying to get a picture of that eaglet. I hope I got him. Oh, look at that red and that green winding around that river. Every way I look is a different picture, so I just get a cookie one of them. It's gorgeous. That red rock.
Violence or bird life, wildlife. The state of Arizona is made up of
There's a trestle we're coming to.
80 to 90% of this town land here has been destroyed through progress, and they say birds. Now that's incredible. So this is started operating in 1912. Now they have the rail line in place to bring in the supply, the equipment. The man took also in fact.
That's the White House?
I think that's the nice house. Go ahead.
And
Boy, is that ever nice.
You will see the tweets formation.
They're back in the Wilderness
That one
Canyon.
was safe.
Another one right here. They're side by
It's
side.
coming up. The tenant will point it out to you.
One of the houses, the guy wanted to be alone, but then he couldn't stand being alone, so he moved back east. There's the elephant's head. I didn't get it soon enough to get as good a view of it, but I got it. The old railroad buff. Check out that train. See ya. Working okay.
I can see the top of the mountain. I can see
We're doing an S curve.
Alessandro.
We're going through the mountain.
Put it in a small kiln alongside, convert it to a slate line, and then load it aboard the transit
There's
stage,
little
take
water
it back to the
towers,
smelter,
man.
and utilize as a flux. In the smeltering operation there, intersect with the Santa Fe Railroad that crosses the United States in minutes. The locomotives will be passing by
It's the
us on
sign
the
of the
right
old
side
town,
of the train.
Perkinsville.
So get ready to get some neat pictures. You'll be in
The old cattle pens in
Yeah,
Perkinsville.
this would be a nice town to live in. 12 people. I could handle
Even
that.
though there were only 12 families,
Oh, 12 families, that's getting
there
big.
is a P way up on the top of that.
The Andersons moved in here. We could refill this valley up.
You know what Mom's gonna do?
There we are, changing the engine from the front to the back, and we're going to be at the front of the train. front of it.
That'd be a nice job.
They said that because they think of ice cream.
There's the railway station. Santa Fe.
I've seen some, Olive had some on her chin, so ice cream.
There were 12 families that lived here. They didn't live here very long. They're supposedly gone.
Very good.
I'm going to show you some horses in a minute.
How's the air conditioning going?
There's the name of the town.
Very good.
Perkinsville. The trains have changed ends and we're on our way.
The horsies.
What a setting. For a town of Perkinsville. Yeah, we're at the beginning of the train.
Yeah, go on the other side.
There's a train following us.
You had to get out of there fast. There was no other choice.
At the mountain now.
So we're back to the slag heap again. Slag from the copper mine. And we're almost back. I'm going to show you the side. We had to put supports up the side to keep the slag from coming into onto the tracks. And so over the years, it's gotten solid hard, but then all of the stuff has fallen down. There's the Princess. There's the depot in Clarksdale. The Rudy Canyon. It's been a wonderful trip. Oh, and those flowers are gorgeous. Can't get them. That's where we ate our lunch.
You don't stumble.
Cold water. Hard to get out. Woo! What did we do? 4 hours? 4.5 hours?
4.5.
Whee! Mining ghost town. I'm just going to do a panorama of it. Suppose that one's in the shade and I can't even see it. Lots of buildings in this town. That's the Masonic Lodge and the schoolhouse. I'm going to go inside and take a picture of the chairs. We're wondering if this shows the irregular glass as I'm looking across the street from the Masonic Lodge out this old glass window. This is a big room for school. There's small desks over to the big desks.
You're close enough to the glass.
The Masonic Lodge is upstairs from the schoolhouse. From upstairs of the Masonic Lodge, we can see the backs of the old buildings. There's supposed to be 100 buildings here left over from this town, and it grew to 3,000 during the gold mining days. Again, I'm going to try to get the glass that's distorted, but that's Grasshopper Creek that the town is built on, and where they can do the sluices having water. So I can see across the street from the upstairs of Masonic Lodge to the old hotel and the building next to it. So the schoolyard even had a merry-go-round. We've been seeing some of these old-fashioned ones up here. We were in the hotel and we came up the back stairs, and there's a gorgeous banister that still looks good. A long hallway with all the rooms down, and Ray just walked from one to the other. Big front entrance with the big banister. Wow, pretty neat. There's more of the buildings and the gorgeous hills and a beautiful setting. Yeah, I wonder if I'm getting anything in the sun. This is Bachelor's Row, just the little tiny houses. Ray says, I bet there are a lot of fights up there. This is the other hotel, it seems, but it's pretty small. More of the bachelor's quarters behind the first row I took. So this is the Methodist Church. We have a glass, pretty glass. This shows the construction of the inside of many of the buildings. There's some of the ceiling. We also see a lot of rooms with lath and plaster. This house that we were just in just even had a barn in behind it. We're going to go look at the barn. This was a pretty setting. The house, the barn, and on the end of town against the sun, so I wonder if I even got anything. There's the Methodist Church. I'm in an attic, and there's a window that looks out on a gorgeous scene, and there's a corral down there. Another outbuilding. Beautiful countryside. It's kind of neat, standing behind the buildings. This building right here, I think, is a... There's a roof with grass growing on it. Looking back at the jail with the dirt roof and the grass growing. And here we have another dirt roof. The building next door here. Wow, in this house we found an old stove. Here's the way they do their chimneys. Some houses we saw shelves underneath the chimneys. And then over here, we actually saw the flour bin. You just pull those out, and that drawer worked. And then on this side, there was the sink. This has more in it. Most of the buildings are just empty rooms, but this room then has this corner cupboard. It's still there. These places have really been vandalized. This room we have the wallpaper, even around that corner. Whatever that was built out for. Pretty neat. Now I'm going to try to take the Masonic Lodge from the outside that we were in at the beginning of the tour. And here's picket fences, which we saw in front of many houses.
Welcome to the Gates of the Mountains, and welcome aboard Sacagawea 2. We're going to go about 6 miles down the Missouri River before we turn around and come back. I ask that you please remain in the blue areas of the boat. Please don't stand up on, sit on, or lean over the white areas around the seats. There's also no smoking allowed on board. In case of an emergency, right here with this goldish-colored rock we've been sliding past. This is the oldest rock I'll point out to you today, littered with fossils. They say we're only looking at the very tip-top of the Grayson Formation right here. Follow the southwest fork, which they named the Jefferson River, after Lewis wrote that illustrious personage, Thomas Jefferson. Of course, Thomas Jefferson was the president at that time, also the man who commissioned the expedition.
I don't know, there it's a goat or not. As we go into the mouth, there's lowland, and then we go into the canyon.
To enter is primarily a limestone canyon. That's the grayish rock that you see around us now. All this limestone was formed many millions of years ago. Different tribes, such as the Shoshone, the Blackfeet, the Salish, many others. It's believed they probably used caves like this as a temporary shelter as they were passing through. A little bit more visible now, up against the sky. Osprey come back to the same nest every year, and each year they add a little bit more to them.
It's an osprey nest.
This is how they're nested. All the vertical layers of rock that you see here were at one time laid flat horizontally on the bottom of the Mississippi Sea. But over time, like I said, under intense heat and pressure, they've been forced upward like this. This area through here has been locally nicknamed the Devil's Trap at that point because the Hidatsa Indians had told them that they would encounter the falls if they were on the true Missouri River. But the Hidatsas had also told me somewhat get a feel for what Lewis might have meant when he wrote that. This little hole we're passing by was used by Canada geese at the nesting site this last spring. Look at the opens up in the dome that we're looking at.
Swallow nest. It's a canyon monster.
Naturally formed mainly by wind and water erosion. Also, freeze-thaw action breaks a lot of the rock apart, leaving this hard rock arch. Keep watching. In just a moment, you'll be able to see a piece of beautiful blue sky show through the top of the... On the top of a tree on the dead portion, you can see his white head, white chest, brown back and wings as we kind of slide past.
It's an osprey or a fish hawk.
You can tell about where we turn around is where we've been frequently seen the bighorn sheep. So I just ask you, keep your eyes peeled. A few theories that have been handed down from the local archaeologists. Some say that these were probably painted up here by a shaman or a medicine. They're not meant to be translated or literally transcribed in any way, only meant to be read by...
There's the stony alligator.
Point towards the fire using the river here as an escape route. The theory was that as the day cools, the fire would burn downhill, then the winds would die down. That way they could fight the fire in the evening going uphill.
The gates to the Rocky Mountains, and they're going to look like they swing open. If I'm getting this, to get right into the sun.
With a much swifter river back in 1805, and we were going upriver again. To the early tours back with Nicholas Hildren documented the plant, named it
Looks
after
like broccoli, it's a moss.
but it was found out later that
I'm getting the beginnings of it here as we're... And that's on the other side of the river. There's Ray and Daryl walking down there. I gotta catch up with them. Now I've walked over and now we're all in the river. And here's all this white formation, so called the White Cliffs. There's a tent down there. Wow, that's a big one. Right on the river. We walked down to an area and there's a coal seam that goes along the cliff there. And then the broader view. I'm talking to my camera.
I'll get out of the way.
Oh, that's okay. Boy, some of these white cliffs are just gorgeous. This is a volcanic dike that pops up. And there's the river down there. So this is part of the volcanic dike. You can see another piece sticking up down there. This is a different angle, but this was so interesting, kind of looking down this ridge.
You know, the best thing for the wind is the kayaks.
That's why we like the kayak. We really knows the difference between that and the canoe.
Yeah.
Of course, we did a lot of sailing. And sailing, we had some high aspects.
I said, look at the mushroom, and everybody's looking around our feet. One, and there's another one, and we just came down off of that cliff. I'm not really sure where the hole was. Oh, maybe right there.
Yeah. From there all by itself.
Here's another formation, all by itself, on the hill. And we've come down really close to that campground. Except where is it on my, oh there it is.
Say that thing runs about 3 miles an hour.
That field of sunflowers, they're shorter than ours, but the hill is yellow, and I hope that shows up because it's not showing up here.
Right, the sun.
Okay, we're way down here. I'm getting the cliffs that we've been driving along, and we've come down so we can see. Whoops, I passed it up. I have to bring it up close, the hole in the wall. There's even some people on top. Is that somebody sitting in the hole?
No, that's a formation you can see
Oh.
that's on the other side. Yeah, but it's a longer hike, and you got that sun beat going on.
We've been coming up this valley from way around that corner, and now we've,
Give you a chance.
That's what we see holes in
and
all
we
the
aren't
places.
going to go up there. We could go up closer to the hole of the wall, but we're not going to go up there.
And the hard part's coming down. They're having problems. What I do is I'll get right below the person.
Boy, that's where we were just at. We didn't go on up through the rocks.
And then they'll put their foot right to the sound.
And then across the canyon,
Then I'll just follow them down, and that way if they slip...
this gorgeous white rock with the trees.
That was the principal of high school next to the graduating class of 1,000.
So pretty. Gorgeous country. Love it.
Boys would, of course, girls were kind of used to it. They'd have to walk off the stage.
All the gowns.
So these are the cliffs. We're down low. And when we get clear to the end, right by that bridge, we're going to go up past there. And down below here is the ridge for the floodplain, which with the dams it doesn't do that very much anymore. So this is a long coulee that comes down off those cliffs.
That's a good long hike you take there.
So how long?
Do the hike that we did this morning. We'll do that first, eat lunch, and then go on this hike.
So now I'm looking back where we were before, looking down at the coulee. And there's the head on the volcanic dike. Right there. Boy, that brought that in good. I'm going to look down at the top of some white cliffs here. There's the green grass, and here's some tops of the cliffs.
You just have your own Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
As you said, people around the river don't even see this.
No.
And this is way back from the river, and so very few people see this. We're like Lewis and Clark. Continuing looking down at the tops of the white cliffs on this side. Then I get the broad spectrum again. They almost look sheer. This was so pretty. We're getting ready to leave, so I wanted to get one last picture. This is in the back of the last coulee we're going to see. But this is amazing. This skinny volcanic dike. And it goes over, clear over to the other side. Part of it's been broken away, but it was there. What an amazing thing. Our last view. Oh, a whole herd of antelope. Hi, pretties. Come on, look back at me. Come on. Come on. This is our first view of Fort Laramie from the parking lot. Boy, these buildings are big. We're going to find out more about them. Shop. And as we're right on the edge of the Laramie River, there was a peace treaty signed down there. And here was the guard shack and the cells in the back underneath. Some buildings have not been refinished. This is a panorama of the inside. Across the parade ground, buildings that have not been redone. And we'll find out what those buildings are. I think that's the Bedlam. That's the one building I read the guy didn't sell when some of these were used by local people. Then way up on the hill, and
You're not going to be able to go in that building.
this building was the administration building. Big. Oh, there's a swallow as we come out of this building. There's 3 buildings here that were officers' quarters. And then Old Bedlam. This is Old Bedlam. It was officers' quarters, and they would play cards and be so noisy that it was named after a place in England called Bedlam. And this is what the people saw as they came up the river, because it stood out, and it's the oldest building in the area. The chimneys were very unique. This first building is a surgeon's home. Other officers down the row. There's the cavalryman on his horse. This is the settler store, but it had a mixing room on the left in the store, just like Zent's store with all the stuff in there. And they had the mail room on the end. We're upstairs in the barracks. It's on both ends of the building. This is the downstairs of the barracks. with the tables to eat. This is only half of the building, so. Sitting on the front porch of the barracks, looking towards the visitor center, and there's the cannon. There's the visitor center. But that was the commissary. And here's the old wagon. Just came over the bridge of the docks and we saw the picture of Lewis and Clark on the river. This is the countryside we're starting into.
Came down in the same area up there and blocked the old historic highway over there for powerhouse over there, the Oregon powerhouse. This area here on the left of the red and white tower in September of 1937 by So we're coming up on that landslide area of 1996.
That's called Cape Horn after Cape Horn in South America because of that outcropping that looks like it.
Crown Point. When they built the Columbia River Scenic Highway out of Troutdale up here as it wound through the mountains, they built the Vista House up there. That's the highway comes around in front of that and it winds its way down through these hills to a nice gift shop up there. They just finished completely renovating that building and it's really nice.
That's it. It's a way stop on the highway. There's a waterfall right below Crown.
They're very big vines.
They've turned around and there's Crown Point. You see cracks in the rock. Eventually they caused that part of the rock.
Remember the green, and it's still active today simply because
The pillar
there are
was a
those people
volcanic core
that
came
drive
down
great
years ago.
distances just to come
When
here
it blew out
to
of
mail their
the
way to
volcano.
Rowena Crest, you know, right on the desert, edge of the desert out there, on the Indian Mount. In the 70s, the conifer forests, the Douglas fir, western hemlock, the alder, maple, big leaf maple, vine maple, red maple, all of the mosses and lichens, all of the ferns, the ivy growing in these trees. Although it's very pretty, it's damaging to the trees. It chokes the tree with sunlight. So that bus, we have a pilot car that's out there in front of that bus. We use a pilot car on this section only because we slow down here in a couple of places for the falls, and because of those viaducts. There's two of them, one on each side of Multnomah Falls, and they're very narrow. So we take up most of the highway. So she goes in front of us and stops traffic.
How much does the company have to pay that?
I don't really know,
It's a lot.
but it's an extra safety.
We're really in a rainforest area with all the big trees. And just up at the dells, it's the, see the moss on the trees, the lichen. We're on the scenic
This is
highway.
Benson Lake over here on the left. A little park up here, Benson Park, all named after. I noticed this guardrail over here. You gotta love it.
Yeah.
It's even got a piece of angle iron that's fastened to the side of this concrete curb to protect it.
So they can build it.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to get too close to that to bounce a wheel over it. Okay, we're coming up here on Wakena Falls. Wakena in the native
Means most beautiful.
continues down here on the
Wakena
left,
Falls.
but drops out of the mountains up here. When you look at it, look way up. They're just beautiful. I don't think we could.
It's a scenic road, but it's so narrow that we have our own pilot car to warn traffic. So here we take the whole way. It's a viaduct. This is Multnomah Falls. So I'm going to get a good look at this up closer too. Coming out of the rock. You can see the spray down here from the rock. It's looking on it. Right to the side of the falls. Just everything gets green. There's a tree. There's Ray looking at his camera. And this tree is covered with this stuff. Ah, that water comes pouring over there. There's the bridge. There's that little fall. The falls comes out. And I took that rock over there with the licking. I'm going to follow the water. Yeah, and it gets sprayed. There it goes, and there's the falls. Pouring water out. And then the bridge. It goes up and up and up and up and up and up. I like that little one next to it. It comes down. It's amazing at this tree. It's just got a green coat on. So the mossy trees. There's the falls. As we're climbing up to that bridge. Wow. There's another little waterfall. Coming out. Way up there. Okay, we're up on the bridge. We're feeling the mist from the falls. Whee! Up and up and up. There's a small one from another bridge. Falling, falling, falling down. To meet up with Multnomah.
Tourist attraction with over 2 million visitors a year. I think a lot of that's got to do with the fact that it's right alongside the freeway here. There's Beacon Rock in the distance. We could barely see that an hour ago when we went by now. Seems how it's the number 2 and the second highest waterfall. Who can tell me what's the highest? So you don't have all the spray.
Horsetail Falls, and then it kind of twists. It makes it look like
in North America. The original concept for building Bonneville Dam arose out of a need to improve navigation. But President Roosevelt's enthusiasm for developing future power resources and creating badly needed jobs was the driving force behind the project. And America's entry into World War II, Bonneville came of age. Power ventilators sometimes operating beyond their rated capacity. Indeed, simply recreational-minded public. By managing the lake's created facilities, the Corps provides families a variety of recreational choices. Great. And the demands for more supply and flood control must be balanced with our region. In the last 220 years, our world...
See the ridge that goes up there on the left-hand side of those clouds? How it just stops right there. It's right in that pocket. It's pretty
That was a
interesting.
big
These
landslide
wires
in
out here to the left that have all
Clouds
the
go right
aluminum
into that
foil
market.
on them, believe the
It's the
salmon
fish ladder so that the salmon can go up around the dam.
one.
The Bonneville Dam Visitor Center, but there's cherry trees. We've been seeing orchards of them. We just heard the talk about the salmon and their life cycle, and then this is how they get around the dam. This is the ladder. The fish ladder. There's a big turbine from the bottom of the dam. We're coming back from a tour today, and so we had a hill to walk down, and then we crossed this bridge to the Queen of the West. With a nice paddle wheel. There's Raymond. There's your bow. There's your bridge. There's the front gangplank. We're back for our day at Multnomah Falls and Bonneville Dam, and we're on the move. I was taking pictures this morning out the window in the rain. And there's Ray. Gorgeous hills. Still some clouds around, but the sun is warm. We're just gonna pull up to the land today. There's our buses waiting for us. There we come. Oh, these guys sure can work this boat. Very good. You're the only one that gets to jump.
He works up there in different energy savings.
Yeah,
methods.
yeah. Well, that's something.
But he loves visiting the different countries.
I should.
Join in with me. So come sit by my side if you love me this way. Do not hasten to be
too close, which is why they keep moving from live. Take off like this. She will hold those sheep up to me. Like, no matter where I go. So if I move away, she'll compensate for my position. Like.
And so you've got to be able to control this horse and quietly move. Now, it's interesting, if you use these two tools in conjunction, I'll give him just a little right rein here and a little bit of right heel. Like we can go straight sideways this way. Or we can come back sideways this way. In fact, I figure we're as good as the captain or the queen of the West.
And square up. Do-si-do your corner. And do-si-do your partner. And promenade home. Okay, first corner, let's twirl that other corner in the middle and go back home. Second corner, twirl that other corner in the middle and go back home. Let's shoot through the middle. Shoot through the middle and go back home. Okay, first corner, cast off two. Circle the other corner. And go back home. Okay, second corner, cast off two. Circle that other corner. And go back home. Now let's all meet in the middle. And partner up and promenade. Smile and wave goodbye to the nice people. Oh, can't believe it.
What do you think, folks? Yeah! All right, cowgirl, you're...
It's 5. I'm so fast. Push yourself. It's 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Angus, get over here. Oh, you got your juice, huh?
I'll give a little help.
All right, yeah. All right.
He needs all the help he can get.
for us to dance on it or to walk on it or to lie on it. And any way that it is dance to bring happiness for all of us. With that, we'll go to grass dance. When they'd have a grand entry or something, all the women would come in and dance and stay on the side. But the 30s or 40s, when women's lib hit, you know, the United States and everything, it came to the res too, and so they wanted to do something else and, you know, expand their thoughts and everything. So they start mocking all the butterflies and the birds and the beautiful animals that fly out there and dance. And this is where the women's fancy comes out. With that, we'll go with women's fancy. Indians back at camp, this is what they're doing. So they went out and they done battle with the cavalry. They get out there and they do battle, and they have all of these Indians bunched up on this one hillside. They have them all on one hillside. And then they have this man up on the hill, and they say, watch this guy up here on the hill. And he'll explain to you, and he'll give you a signal when what you're gonna do. So they'd watch him, and he'd be up on the hill and watching these cavalrymen. He'd be going off, loading gunpowder, and then they'd go and put in the cannonball, walk around the side, get ready to light that fuse, and when they'd get ready to light that fuse, he'd blow his eagle bone whistle. And then all the Indians would scatter, and that cannon would go off, and it'd just hit where they'd all be. Wouldn't hit anything. They'd come back, and they told the story, and they put the song and the dance together. So with that, we'll give you the duck and that.
Are they colored?
Yeah, there's some red to them and
Yes,
some things like
yes.
that. Yeah.
And so you won't see any cabins. The one thing to keep in mind though is these cabins, everything up here has been hauled in by boat. There's no way to bring anything in by road past this point. Now it's turned into a rattlesnake nest, so we don't do that anymore. Actually, it is kind of pretty this time of year when it's running like that.
Cherry Creek Falls. Very pretty.
I keep watching to see if Dan comes around that corner. That'd be a good one. If Dan comes up around that corner there, get that picture. If he comes up around there, he should. There you go. That's the second part of your group aboard the Riverside there, coming up river.
That's what it looks like coming up the river.
You get it?
Second boat of three.
Through the summertime, usually where there's one, there's more of them. I want to make this is known as Idaho's River of No Return, and that's exactly why we're not going to take this big boat up there. Now the Salmon River is it's a solely natured river. There's no dams on that river. 430 miles long, begins and ends in the state of Idaho. I'm going to take you up here to this big rock and show you something here. Right there to our right. And that's one of those old winding rings left over from the starboaters. That would have been for Salmon Falls, right down below us there.
Thank you. I guess I can start it.
You see it?
I guess that's what I see.
the boat we were on. We're gonna go into the pilot house, and it's so windy out here I may blow away. They have rocking chairs for us to sit in, but it's been too cold and windy most of the time. There's a good picture of the flags. And some clouds. And some clearing. We're above the Dalles in the desert country on Wednesday morning.
We hit a log out here, a lot of things.
Well, if we hit a log, we can break a paddle and keep going. We carry spares. You can see up there on that deck right above us. We have spares. Of course, that winter in the yard period, tore everything out and redid it with this basic form. And then in '98, I started on here.
So you're on for a month and then off, or?
Yes, yeah. All the crew members are on for 4 weeks at a time, and then off for 2 weeks. And then back for 4, off for 2.
It's driving me nuts.
Good job.
Oh, that's okay, dear.
Being married?
Yeah.
Okay.
I never get to drive.
That's nice.
See you in an hour. I hope you heard that.
No, I haven't, but I've heard about him. It sounds like a really fun.
So how's everybody doing?
One, 4, 6. One and double 5. Oh, I took the 3 out. I thought you were going to be on 5, so just trying to help you. 2, 5, 6.
It can be difficult, but something, we just do what we can. We can't do everything, but yeah, usually like all the fish is already, it's got wine and lemon on it and it's ready to go, so if somebody asks for like seconds to wash it.
That's the hotel manager. Woo! I'm walking around the deck 13 times around for a mile, and I saw a boat coming, a tow. I stopped to get my camera out. There comes the tow down the river. Woo! The wind's really blowing. Get a picture of your toe for you.
Yeah.
It's the John Day. The deepest one, 113 feet, I believe it's like.
Holds about 60 million gallons of water.
Now we're. This is the dam.
We were just told this lot holds 60 million gallons of water.
But don't rush over to the left side of the ship, because the ship will tip over. But if you go over to the left railing, look down, you'll see the water welling up as they release it from the block.
Here's a little tug. It may be. I wonder if she's waiting to go in with us. I think so. Moving in quickly today. Nope, nope. Fine. Those towers are interesting because on that end the block wall comes up and we're going under one now. I mean, we're going over one that's gone down now. We're going downriver, and so we're above the water level, and so this water's gonna go out as we drop down inside. Really close to the lock wall.
Oh, here. This
There's the fish ladder. Wow, neat.
Just like the thing we saw at Bonneville Dam.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good view of it.
See any fish? You get here at the right time of the year and that thing would be full of salmon going up.
And they've already gotten this one hooked on. There's the float. There's the dam. The rollers. And there's a big powerhouse. This is the starboard side, and so we're tied to the other side, and so we have this much room. That tug to close the gate. How about that? This is a slow process moving that over there. Very carefully. There she touches. Wow. Looking forward on the starboard side before the lock opens. I'm seeing Snowcap Mountain in the distance now. I'm not really sure which one that is. We're going downriver. We're going west. That looks like it's on the Oregon side, so it must be Mount Hood. Tug is moving. I wonder where he's going. You have to push him hard. And a final inch or two, I guess.
down the line here and tell you about this. Go over.
Sorry about that.
You know, you knew about it.
There's the fish ladder, and then there seem to be these pools. It must have something to do with the fish too. Is it started now? Water's beginning to come out and swirling. Here comes the water bubbling up. And we're going to start dropping.
The water is inside the lock.
Yeah, the water from inside the locks. Wow, look at that. Huh. We haven't really seen that pool in the other. Wow, look at that. Right. Well, I'm going to go on the other side and I'll be able to see us dropping. I'm going to go to
Who knows? Who knows what it is?
Now we can see the...
Just have a little bit of fun.
How fast we drop in. And the difference in this...
Going quick.
Door.
I love the water. Okay, Doug.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Steve. Couple of times.
I should go through the sea.
You do it, yeah.
Boy, this shows how fast the boat's actually dropping. As you can see those lines. Now we've stopped going down. And that gate is going to go way up. I don't know what I see down there. There's the water and there's the float. There's the water way down there. Go ahead. Oops! There you are. I'm going to look all the way up to the top. And that gets you going. Go away, Lily. I gotta get this
You want to
picture.
get the lower part, it doesn't show much up there.
No, the gate's rising.
Now we gotta squeeze up.
Way up there and get to the towers. I got it. Can you see it? opening's getting bigger, and we feel the breeze coming through. Beginning to see the scenery on the other side of the rock wall. There's Mount Hood through the opening. Yes. Just do that. I think I did it before, but then I didn't know whether I was on or not.
Pretty good.
Still going up? As it stopped. It stopped. We're going to get ready to go through. And they left our smokestacks up this time. So this must be a lot bigger opening. Let's see the captain in there. Going through there?
Yeah, we do a lot on our way.
Yeah, we're beginning to move. We're going to go through that big hole. Slow and easy. We're going to go right through the picture window. You okay? Put my hood up because the water is going to be dripping down from the big rock wall. Oh, my camera's going to get wet. Ooh, I'm going to swing that around. Not knowing whether I was on standby or whatever. put my hood up. I knew the rain was coming, and then I forgot about the camera. I'm going to run to the back and take a picture of the thing going down. Okay. There's a fantail with the flag blowing. And the John Day Dam and lock. With the lock up. Is it going down? There's our paddle wheel. Crew to the bow ramp, so we don't know why, but all the crew has gone ashore. Kristen was one of the sweet girls that I got to know. It was so friendly and very, very helpful. There's Sarah, who was new. But she was learning fast in the dining room, doing a good job. That's Tanya, who takes care of her room. And her name is spelled T-O-N-Y-A. How nice. This is a really neat park. I think we saw camping down there. Just south of the John Day Dam on the Oregon side. Somebody's been kayaking on this river. Our buses are coming across the bridge. We've been sitting here waiting for them. We're hearing a lot about Sam Hill, who loved this country, and he built his home, the Maryville Museum that we're going to, and he never lived in it, but this is where he's buried. And we're on top of a big hill. Our vessel came down to the Peach Beach Park at Maryhill, and now here it's going up the river. And down below is all orchards. And there goes our boat to our next landing spot, where the buses will let us off. We're in Washington now, and so we're looking at the Oregon side. All those beautiful hills. This is a memorial to those who died in the war. And he wanted to honor their valor and heroism. And there are names on some of the bigger pillars. And when they were born and when they died. I guess it's the First World War. So here's Ray standing in the stone hedge.
You hear the birds, there you get all here. There you go.
Yeah, he's really oh my God. Just keeps turning. Oh my goodness. He seems to want to make sure we get his picture, doesn't he?
Now Mount St. Helens is almost directly in front of us. But this is the upper Tula River Valley. Now, what you gotta imagine, you see, that's the river. This mud and debris right here is at least 150 feet above the original valley floor. There's just nothing but streams that just kind of meander around out there. See the sign here? Entering the blast zone. Another interesting thing is that as you get up here close to the volcano, this all flowed into the Cowlitz River, which then flowed into the Columbia.
It's a noble bird.
Glimpse of it, the base of it, which is right there at about 1 o'clock. Kind of pump you up here. Because a lot of people just have, so these hillsides,
Base of the mountain.
we're going to be here for an hour, so it might clear up a little bit more. The man that lived up here at Spirit Lake, the Spirit Lake Lodge, for over 50 years, the proprietor of the Spirit Lake Lodge, he and
Well, actually, this National Volcanic Monument is managed by the Forest Service. This monument is like a living laboratory for research, education, and recreation. Outside the monument, the blown-down trees were harvested, the young trees planted. But here, within the monument, life is allowed to proceed at its own pace, so that you and I can return and see all the changes. Now, are there any other questions I can answer for you at this time? Oh, that's called a curly everlasting. It's one of the most successful plants rapidly spreading through the mountains. Curly everlasting. Well, remember the monument.
Okay, this is actually the summit of Mount Holly that came down the hill, and there's hummocks. Yeah, right down near those humps. And then we go up. Oh, I'm not even getting it. It's so... Aha, there we go. There, that's Mount St. Helens, but it's in the clouds. So we can't even see the north face. But that was the summit as it came off. Okay, I'm going to do that again. This is the summit down here with all those humps where it came off the top of Mount St. Helens. And then we go up that valley. And we can't see the whole, it's so cloudy today we can't see it, but that's Mount St. Helens with the cloud cover. This is part of the blast zone where all the trees laid down on the hill. Now there's just the stumps there. That's Coldwater Lake down there, and we're in the Coldwater Museum for those Mount St. Helens. And that water is really, really green. It gets churned up once a year and becomes green. And this is
Okay, flags are starting to go.
we're climbing inside the tower. 164 steps. I don't know whether I'll make it or not.
Oh, look at that guy go. Oh, you didn't want it. Oh. Hey, that's nice.
Here's
you
our
know
ship.
right where to land.
Way down there.
Look at that.
On the river.
Perfect.
And here's the big bridge.
He got caught. There he goes. He recovered. Oh no! Oh!
They're flying airplanes over the bridge.
There you go. Yeah.
Come on, pick it up, buddy! Buddy!
Okay.
We're way out at the breakers at the Pacific Ocean. Woo.
Yeah, he's calling for the bus already.
There's Young's Bay. And there goes the river. We're in Astoria. And we're in this tower. I don't know what the name of this tower is. 169 steps to get up here. Woo, am I panting? There's our bus way down there. And it's got all those, I don't know if I can see them. It's the life of settling the West that goes around and around and around to the top. Woo! A distance? Wow.
November 16th, 1805. The expedition's carpenter, Sergeant Gass, wrote in his journal, it had rained on all but 12 of the 106 days on the Oregon coast.
4.5 miles long. Visitor Center for Fort Clatsop. Lewis and Clark.
See that? No stockade. You notice how they usually put like a wall around them? See, Lewis and Clark had looked at these Indians that lived here. They were merchants.
This is Fort
they were involved
Clatsop.
in business. It's
Named
sort of
for
like
the
being
Clatsop
Wall Street.
Indians.
Your big concern were provisions, and Clark tells us she rummages around in there, looking around, and she's going, oh, Captain Clark will like this. And he says she pulls out 24 white weasel tails. Now these are 12 white mink tails, so it would be just a little teeny thing like this, smaller with a little black tip. And she pulls out 24 white weasel tails. This is a replica
Ooh, some big trees.
70 years old.
No.
Now, and you can't really judge them, I'm just making that up. If it was growing in a big cedar forest, but that's not what they did. What they did now is very curious. They now fill.
There's the smoke side. This side is the 3 rooms for each sergeant with their crew. This side is Lewis and Clark and Sacagawea and the office. Ray always waiting for me. The kids are here today and they're playing out the parts. This is the point in the river where they pulled up and built Fort Clatsop. How nice. That looks like it could be a log that they made one of the dugout canoes out of. And there's a dugout canoe.
Well, the trouble we have is our canoe. How'd you like to lift one of these?
Boy, I guess. Walking back up to the visitor center, Ray's walking by another one of the dugout canoes. He can't move it. Maritime Museum with our ship docked right off of the side. And as we left this morning, we saw these two great big buoys. There's a red right returning, and there's the green one. They're just so big. We only see the top sticking out of the water. Now we're outside the Maritime Museum, and there's a great big anchor for Maritime Museum. Inside the Maritime Museum, there's our paddle boat. Now there's the nets and the floats. There's a trawler. This is a gill netter, the only one in the world because they were all changed to power or lost before they saved one. And the first trawlers were powered gill netters. This is the inside of the trawler where they have the fish, and then into the front where they pilot house where they steer. This is the powered gill netter. The front of the bow of the gill netter. There's a nice picture of the powered gill netter.
Autonomy and
There's
control.
a tow.
Stewardship of the
My
river has
grandpa used
always
to work
been
on
important,
the Ohio
especially
River.
moving
Is
fuel.
yours that big?
Tidewater was the first to introduce safer, double-hull fuel barges. Mandates. Hickey formed an environmental division within Tidewater. Services of this team of highly trained employees were made available for oil.
Oh, I gotta start over. This is the wheelhouse of the USS Knapp, a Fletcher-class destroyer. It's amazing how much light I get, even out of the little red light. Out in front of the enclosed pilot house on the USS Knapp. There are those portholes for the pilot, the captain. There's a picture of the USS Knapp. We're right there on that lower bridge. There's a sub chaser, like Uncle Paul was on, and Uncle Steve and Ray rode down to Boston with him on the sub chaser. Neat. Those are the battle stars, the battle flags that the USS Knapp was on. There's the outside of the lower bridge. That's a 1-pounder. Grandpa said that they used to have a gun like that at Camp Manser, the Boy Scout camp, and they fired it off every morning for reveille. Incredible. That's a diving suit. The fellow used it for 20 years to clear snags for the fishermen's boats. Oh, did you see the scrimshaw?
Yeah. It's so neat that they've made models. People working all over this stuff. All the models on it. You don't even see ships with models in them. Oh, that they have.
Where?
It's the wooden leg.
I can't be kidding.
It's so like that.
This is a whaling model, and they have such neat models because they have crew on there. There they are furling a sail. even got Ahab with his wooden leg. Cute. And these are all different beacons and buoy lights. How neat. There's a ship's bell. And there's a lighthouse light going around. So here's the map of the Columbia River. And there's the bar and Cape Disappointment at the mouth of the river, and over 1,000 boats have been in the big waves. I'm going to have to go outside and get a big picture of this. They come here to get lessons and to know how to really handle the big waves. Boy, those guys got to hang on for dear life. There's the guy they're trying to save. Dangerous one. Rolling the river on the ocean. Coast Guard and helicopters. There they are, crossing the bar. That dangerous part of the water into the... Oh, I don't know that I'm going to be able to get that or not. I'm trying to take the Coast Guard boat from the outside, but I don't think I can get the full view any better than I did inside. This is the Columbia that marked the entrance to the Columbia River Channel, and then it was replaced by a large navigational buoy, and today that's been replaced by a smaller one. But ships could come up and anchor to these boats when the waves were too high, and the crews could get on safety. And this is the lightship Columbia that I hope we still can get on board. Well, this is the galley on the Columbia. As Ray said, it's almost bigger than the one on the Queen of the West. There's a neat radio room.
Did you see it was built in Boothbay, Maine, Sheila? What?
There's a storage locker. And there are bunks.
More bunks and more bunks.
The dining. There's a couple of the mariners. Hi. Still aboard the Columbia. There's the wheelhouse. And the portholes. Here comes the flags down. The end of the day.
On your bed or your bureau and nobody paid attention to it, but you could hide a book or a magazine.
Hi there. Yeah, run fast.
Everybody's all dressed up.
Oh yeah, just for you.
Everybody's all fancy up. Oh, how pretty it looks. There's our hotel manager there. The centerpiece on the table, how pretty they look.
Well, Pastor, set yourself on board, so thank you very much. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So if you will, I'd like to propose a toast to you, the pastors. May you be blessed.
So, ladies and gentlemen, immediately following the serving of desserts, we will have crew recognition. All of the crew will be here in the Lewis and Clark dining room, and we will introduce each crew member by name. That will be you, and bon appetit.
I've got a little short arm.
Our last evening
quickly, folks. Bear with us. The first gentleman I'd like to introduce, a good friend, a wonderful historian, Mr. John Borneman.
Oh, yeah. All right.
The cruise director this week. And of course, our cruise director, Steve Sands. Mike over to Muhammad and you can introduce the wonderful crew at the back of the dining room.
Thank you, Captain. From the left, we have Sarah Gronick.
Sarah? You know Sarah?
Kristen Shea.
Yeah!
Nikki Trott. Brian Vokes. These group of hardworking people, the executive housekeepers, were led by our executive housekeeper, Daphne Dunn.
Daphne? She was something.
Nikki, excuse me, I'm sorry, Sarah Nix. These group of hardworking servers, they work really hard, led by our excellent captain's waiter, Robert Fickett. That's the best of the line he's been playing. The cruiser to possess. While cruising down the river on the Queen of the West.
My guy's got a big garage for his boat. Whoa.
Look at these coming.
Yeah, these are tough. Yeah, well,
There's no
yeah, there's water out behind them.
Is that a ramp back behind these boats?
Yeah,
No,
well,
our houses, no. Those tall posts, they ride up and down.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this guy. What's that on his deck out there? Is that a work thing?
Junk.
Doesn't look like there is a rockway. Oh yeah, there it is.
Now I could live in one of these, Antonio.
There goes one of our pieces on this human chain. There comes all the luggage.
This is a coat.
The girls wait for. There's another one of our pieces, and I have an unzipped pocket there.
I said that it's not right because I think they were the ones with the knives up in the airport.
They're all waiting. Everybody, look at there she goes.
All crew to luggage, please. All crew to luggage.
Of course, and there goes.
Bring the next group down.
Oh, isn't that cute?
How are you?
I never. Oh, the birds, the animals look so pretty today. And the grass is so green. And that baby zebra is hiding. Yes, he's pretty. Why don't you fan your tail for us?
The way she walks.
Oh, we're getting to see you walking today. Oh, you guys are big. I think you're a stork. We'll have to find your name someplace.
Branch by branch.
I wonder if they threw that big stick in there for him to grab.
He breaks them off and then he puts them in his mouth.
This is the African elephant, right?
Yes, yeah.
This is the Indian elephant. He's throwing grass on his back. Look at him.
And listen, you know how clever he is? He just take, there and nothing else. Oh. Boy, he is big.
Oh, you're going to keep coming?
He's coming and getting the bushes for that bush there. I'm gonna wait now if he gonna do that. Boy, he is big. See, he's going and she's packing up. See?
They like twigs. Actually, I've never seen him move so much.
One there looking different, but staying with that one.
These are called Nyala.
Yeah, Nyala.
I don't know whether these are the babies or they're just smaller.
Oh, he's cleaning himself now.
They're so lumbering when they walk. Or
I never see it.
Grass is always greener on the other side of the fence.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
There's a ball.
Oh, and he was having a heck of a time, and now I guess it's getting too far.
And he popped it right
You
back
were
in.
upstairs the last time, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And there was no window.
Oh, yeah.
Was there window too? Oh, but what is she trying to?
There you got it. Oh, finally, after all that time.
Yay, but they were going to miss us again.
Good. Oh, good, honey.
Look at how bad shape that ball's in.
Yes.
But he had lots of balls last time.
Yeah, they have to order all I want that one.
Don't put it back in. Don't do it. Oh, jeez.
Said, see, I can do
There
this.
it goes.
That is funny.
I think that's.
You gonna shake? You think? You think you're gonna shake like a dog? Or are you just gonna jump right back in? Oh, there you go. There you go.
got it in his mouth again. You gotta put it back in there again. There he goes. Now you gotta put it back in the hole again. Now we've gotta get it out again. Underneath? Do you do it underneath? Oh, that's funny. There you got it again. Where is she?
And she's going right down the same space. Yeah.
Ooh, good eye breeze.
Oh, that's nice. Me.
No.
Yeah, listen, but
I'm always taking pictures of my husband.
Oh, yes, that he makes a good subject.
Yes,
She's punching her. Boy, she got a long neck.
Now you gotta walk a little. Hi, pretties. Know how to stand on one leg. The balancing act.
Yeah,
He's elegant, isn't he?
Yeah, man.
They're laying in the shade though today. And she's sleeping. She's tired. White rhinos. I didn't get you when you were standing up, did I?
I don't know where they
The
get
baby
speckles.
was born November of 2002.
One of the speckles because of his nose.
Oh, that could be.
Look at the top of his
What's
nose.
his nose look like?
Well, he's got a little bit of a thing on there.
Oh, I see.
There's no idea. This stuff's not speckled. Margo.
Oh, it's something green.
Yeah, his,
Look up.
yeah, his
Look
nose
up.
is real speckled.
Yeah. So in other words, the male is so aggressive they can't have the baby.
Huh? That's a scarlet macaw. And this is the military macaw.
Yeah.
You're back under the water there.
Are you waiting for me? Oh. You want me?
No, no, no.
Oh, not
You see that yellow
and drinker.
Man, they're big. I thought piranha were a little big. Oh, you gonna lay down? Oh. A shower.
No, they're in the water.
They're just
standing under the water.
Standing there. That's a cool way to.
Oh, now it's shut off. Which way there? They didn't have that fence up there.
Yeah.
Boy, it wouldn't take much to get done.
Would that be something? You right up over the
Yeah.
top.
Oh, and let's make a break for it tonight. I bet you he put some from the tree right over here. Kind of looking around like, I wonder if I can make it. See, look what he did to them. Oh, now the other one is going.
Oh.
Holding them down.
Now he hit the fence.
Where did you?
Oh, there you go. You can see it. That's wild. So I'd imagine there might.
He jumped up and I missed the jump. You gonna go up there too? looks like he's been painted.
Quit chewing on your
It's a little clown face with that white and then the red. Like their body.
Yeah, it melts in,
See,
but
now it's,
there you can see where the...
wings, and then no more.
Hi, honey.
Oh. Stand up here,
Here's one that's, oh, he just sat down. This one's in the...
Oh, now I got a bigger picture of you.
Aren't you beautiful? Oh.
Hi.
What a pretty baby. Look over here,
Hello,
honey.
Simba.
Hey.
You're somebody.
Hey, sweetheart, come on. Honey.
Says I've gone through this before.
Yeah.
I'm ignoring you.
Because I'm not posing anymore today. Hey, honey.
Look at the white things on his ears.
Yeah.
Okay, now turn and look.
There you go. Look at that mouth.
Oh, hey, pretty.
There we are.
I wouldn't want to have my...
There you are, pretty. We started the zoo and you weren't out, neither one of you. And now we're at the end and here you are. Your colors are so pretty. Turn around and look at me. There you are. Hello. Hello. I got you.
$979-3600 to put in the line. News Talk 790.
We're looking back at Molino Canyon, and the underbrush is pretty well gone. The trees are kind of burned.
Pretty much what you'd expect.
We've turned in at prison camp.
The trees on the hills got it, but looks like the campground didn't get it. And we've got campers. Ooh, bumpy road. This is the end of prison camp. And you can see the trees got burned, but all the grasses are starting to grow. Wonder if that trail's open. As we make this curve, the fire didn't get here, but we're gonna see it around the corner. You can see the hills far away. Really got the fire. And as I scan down here, there's the thimble, so we're behind the thimble. This is a pretty part as we come around here and see that tower. And these trees didn't get it. We're coming close to Bear. Pretty. Blue sky. Now we're going into Bear Canyon. Doesn't look like the fire got here. We're working on the road through Bear Canyon here.
Sometimes it doesn't show on the scoreboard. Obviously, it hasn't in the last couple of games. We make it special, starting as low as $49.95.
Up and up on Windy Point. Looks like
has a customer
not
satisfaction guarantee.
a lot of fire here. Just burned off. Looks pretty barren. Except right across the road, a full forest of green trees, so that's nice. Haven't wiped out the whole view. Boy, one hill will get it, the next hill doesn't. Across from Windy Point, we see the hills that have burned. But then it goes up over the ridge. And didn't get down to the trees that were lower. And then we see the hills that didn't get it at all. So there's still a lot of beauty up here. This is such a pretty place. The hills straight ahead of us didn't get it. And yet right off the hill, as I was looking at all that beauty, There's the burn below the hill where we're driving. We're stopped at a stoplight waiting for the traffic. And there's a lot of burn right in front of us. Here's where it jumped the road. We approach Bigelow. We're under Mount Bigelow. And seeing all these trees, oh, it makes me so happy. Fuel wood. There's Mount Bigelow, but there's still a lot of green around it. There we see the burn area, probably above Summer Haven. We're up to the top now at 8,000 feet. Some next to the road here didn't get the fire. But down the hill, bad. We're getting close to Summer Haven. There's a road that goes down to the, isn't that the fire station? There's where all the burn. It really got it. Let's see, Mary talked about all the green that's coming underneath the trees. We go into Summer Haven.
Natural grass field here at Rockdale Stadium. It's the prescription athletic turf. It drains extremely well, although
there's the pie lady able to stay open because her building didn't get it. Boy, just walls left, trees falling down. There's a new cabin going up. And this little one made it. Wow, another cabin behind them made it. One up there on the hill made it. Oh, quite a few up there. There's a couple buildings that made it. We're getting close to Mary's now.
Well, I guess this is the last turnoff for residents anyway.
Wow, look at all the trees around Mary's house. Isn't that wonderful? The road's not ever any better than it ever was.
Or worse. That's something. This little thing runs through the back.
Yeah, this little water spring fed thing just keeps running all the time. Here we come to Mary's house. Cabin below them is still there. There's their house. All the grass growing. She said they seeded around their place almost before they did in the burned areas. Oh, isn't this wonderful? Oh, look at that next cabin up the hill made it. Another one up there, Maiden. As we start out from Mary's house,
We got one container.
they're cutting down trees. This is the house right above Scott and Mary's. Mary's down here showing us amidst the houses that didn't burn. There's about 3 that burned right in here. There's the guy's fireplace. His metal roof just right down to the ground. All the wood's burned out. Here's a gorgeous place that was spared as we continue climbing up this hill, and I'm panting. We're going such a steep road. There's our hikers, and across the road is another one that was spared. Ground fire went through here, and so got the bottom of that tree. All of these burned at the bottoms, but they didn't climb to the top. Praise the Lord. Oh, these gorgeous trees. And they're all spared in this area. And it's around Mary's house. Oh, praise the Lord.
That's when it opens up.
Yeah, that's
There's the
when
Columbine.
I don't think I've ever seen paid attention.
It's really funny.
I thought it was a high school.
Oh, so separate.
Oh, I never even put the two together.
This must be the Mexican paintbrush. There's a thistle. And there's some little colored things. I don't know whether I'm getting them or not. Yeah, there they are.
That Judy Epstein that you just met in the car.
There's some lupin.
Her photos for about $150.
And right above here,
yeah. And
the whole, all the trees were burned at the bottom.
Gorgeous, I'll tell you.
See, Antonia?
Boy, last weekend it seemed like there was so many flowers, but now it's gone.
Oh, I got a good picture of the lupin. So we've peaked the top of this road, Middle Sabino Road, and now we're starting down towards Summerhaven, and here's the first house we've seen. There's another house totally burned out.
I guess that's more than one, don't you think? One up here and one down.
Could be more than one. Yeah, this is along the road. Now we begin to see all the trees are having to cut. All these trees are going to have to be cut down. Anything that's on somebody's property, they have to take care of it. Now people are living up here as they get ready to rebuild.
I don't know if they're going to do it themselves or if they haven't. Some people just do that.
All the metal all twisted.
Yeah.
There's that tree burned and nothing above. This guy is still standing, but he burned all the way to the top. Looking down at all this burned stuff, and I'm going to pan across the road to more burned stuff. This whole area is burned, except there's a house. It didn't burn. Incredible. There's another cabin. All there is left is the brickwork. Boy, that was a gorgeous place up there on that hill that was spared in the midst of all the burning. Look at all the lupin.
Yeah.
In the midst of the devastation, God gives us a break corner.
This is what they said, they'll have to knock it all down.
Anything that's left is just block walls, and they have to take everything down. There's another one over there on that hill, as we're gonna climb up that hill. Gosh, all the grading and cleaning out. There's some workers.
Piles, you know, the deck went way out. It looks tiny, but you know, the deck went way out.
There's steps.
Yeah,
So these are the places
I said, Frank, if you
that are around
want to
Frank's.
put a road up here, he said they have to be straight up, you know.
Boy, I guess.
It wouldn't, there's not enough room for switchbacks.
Wow. That's an old stove. Now I'm up close to to Frank and Leona's place. Oh my goodness. This is so steep. I don't know how she even walked up here. Oh, they've got so much to clean out yet. And there's the neighbors over there. And the foundation down there. And these steep, steep steps. There's Scott and Andre. Now these were their foundation pillars. I couldn't figure out there's not a flat place here for them to build on. So that the house was on pillars. Yeah, just a lot of houses gone. Boy, this area is just full of houses that are gone. Here's a house that's gone with their chimney. I don't know if it's the same house or not. Here's people are camping on their own property. Gonna be rebuilding. Here's a fancy road, the fancy light, and a chimney left. And across the road, boy, the fire really went through here. Logs burned, foundations burned. Somebody went through checking everything and said not one foundation can be spared. Everybody has to tear down everything and start from scratch. There's another angle of that chimney left with what's left of the house. And up that road, a burned out bug.
Octopuses, don't they? With an 8-sided cat.
All this stonework, and that's all that's left of the house. Incredible. Now we're looking down at Summerhaven and up the hill on the other side, and the hills above Summerhaven with all the sticks. The green is nice. Ah, there's the top of the pie house. So we were right above the pie house. Here, looking at that fancy stonework.
Ray, why do they make all the new...
So we're coming out Middle Sabino, and this is the road that goes down to Summerhaven. But there's a road that's going up to the Iron Door and to the ski lifts. And there's burned trees in there. Coming into Summerhaven. And there's the sign. Help keep our forest safe. No campfires, no smoking. Going south out of Summerhaven. This was the coffee house. Totally taken out. More of the same. They have a metal recycling center, so at least people would get rid of the metal, bring it down here, and there was no charge for it. Cleaning out the homes and all the big old trees that burned. Everything has to come down. Devastation, devastation, more devastation. And then you go up, and there's a fancy home that didn't get it. And the one next to it also. And yet the road that we were on where the devastation was is just kind of off to the upper left of them. And yet there's houses right there. These are the roofs that I just saw. And they even got a little gift shop going there now already. That one didn't burn. There's a house up above it that didn't burn either. Just across this little road, total devastation. Incredible. Here's Sabino Creek, close to the source. There it goes. We'll be crossing it when we go up to Scott and Mary's. Everything but the tin roof and the chimney gone. There's a whole bunch of houses on the east side of the road coming out of Summerhaven that was destroyed, and here they are. The trees that they have to take down. And this is down below their house. There's their umbrella. There's their house. They got these beautiful big rocks to climb on around here. The grass that the Forest Service planted to hold back the erosion is just gorgeous on these hills. There comes Mary up to her house.
We're gonna build a new bird feeder.
And her little feeder for the squirrels. There's Scott and Ray. Here's the rocks from the top side. Just a lovely spot. You can move. We're on our way.
Goodbye.
Thanks again. Bye-bye.